What's going on YouTube? This is my first gaming and technology news video that I'm doing for my new videos from all my YouTube. Hopefully I want to commit to this for at least a full year. I want to see what kind of audience I bring in. I'm thinking it's going to bring in a large audience. But in brief, this is what I want to go over today. The new NVIDIA GTX 780 Ti, what we expect out of it. The PlayStation 4 update number 1.5, which is weird because it hasn't even came out. Yeah, there's a 1.5 update. You would think it'd be 1.1. But it's the day one update. Another is the PlayStation 4 Wont play Blu-rays and DVDs on day one out of the box. The new details for Sony's sharing games, which is not much of a difference what we already experienced now. Another is T-Mobile gets serious with tablets. They are going to give free data for every kind of tablet you can imagine, no matter where you bought it, for the life of the device. So as long as you have the device, you get free data. Second, Samsung's Galaxy S4, 3, Note 2 will get the Android 4.3 update starting next week. More details to come. Also, there's the Blackberry Messenger now available for Android and iPhone devices. The most anticipated messaging app is now available, but there's some issues. They got tarnished fake reviews. I'll give some more details, my opinions on that, along with the Samsung fined $340,000 for faking online comments. Both are kind of related, but very different from different companies. It's left a bad taste in my mouth, but I want to give some more opinion on that as we go on in the future of this video. So sit back, I want to break the news down, put my opinion on it, what it means to the technology and gaming community. Alright, first article is the NVIDIA GTX 780 Ti. I'm getting this article from the PC Gamer website. I will have the link, as with all my other articles that I'm referencing from is going to be linked in the description. So that way I'm not stealing anything. I quote my sources. Now, I'm not an expert on GT graphics cards or what's each aspect of a graphics card, how it comparison, but going by this article, I can get an idea of what we're going to get. With the GTX 780, we're here to expect that it's going to be a little bit smaller than the Titan. It's going to only be a 3 GB GPU, unlike the Titan's a 6 GB GPU with VRAM. And when you compare it to the new Radeon R9 290X, which is the new remodel of, I believe, the 7970, but a little more advanced, it's going to be the R9 2090X is going to be a little more powerful, suspected to be more powerful than GTX Titan, but the 780 is going to be releasing shortly after, supposedly. There's no rumored dates. The GTX Titan has an 836 megahertz clock base. Now, that's pretty damn fast. The GTX Titan is made for 4K resolution gaming. Now, the 780 is not going to be capable of doing that with only 3 GB of VRAM, and also the way it's clocked up. That's all the details I know out of that. My opinion on it is graphic cards are expensive if you want the latest and greatest. It's seriously $1,000 for the GTX Titan, and for the average gamer such as you and me that have a regular part-time job, or even a full-time job person who has maybe one mouth to feed like themselves, or maybe a child or a spouse, $1,000 for a graphics card is an insane amount of money. That's almost, for some of my friends, that's a half a month's payment, or half a month's paycheck. It's ridiculous, or half a month's income, let's put it that way. Now, when you go with Radeon, they are some great devices. I have in my PC a Radeon 6770. I play almost all the latest games right now with not high-end frames per second, but playable. Some of the really high graphics games like Arma 3, while it's a CPU-intensive game, I got around 20 to 30 frames per second on standard resolution. Now, if I put it all to ultra, I get maybe 3-4 frames per second. Definitely unplayable. It's a slideshow, but it's enough for me to get like a screen capture to capture the quality of it. Phenomenal. Now, whenever I am playing other games such as like Counter-Strike Go, I get over 200 frames per second. That's pretty badass. When I play games such as Battlefield 4, I get around 30 frames per second, which is very playable in my opinion. And Arma 2, one of the most unoptimized games in the world. along with DayZ. Now, in the big cities, I get around 30 frames per second. Now, if you get the GTX Titan, you're going to get the exact same frames per second because that game is so unoptimized in ARMA. But that's besides the point. The GTX Titan is a phenomenal graphics card. I've seen people get up to 1,000 frames per second in like Call of Duty, 900 some frames per second in Battlefield 3, and that's while recording. Freaking phenomenal card. Now, 3 gigabytes GPU on the 780. If we can get at least 100 frames per second, I'm down with that. But they need to be competitive with Radeon. They make great graphics cards and a very good budget point. So $300 for a card that's equivalent to almost the GTX Titan, like 7790 or 7970 Radeon, which is almost equivalent to the Titan or the 790 from GTX. Then that's got to be a freaking, or 780. Sorry, the 780 for almost half the price. There's something to say about Radeon. They like to help budget, and they're great graphics cards. I haven't had any bad experience. Let's move to the next article that I mentioned. The PlayStation 4 Software Day One update. Now, there's a lot of features that when you get out of the box, I'm going to combine these two articles, that you won't be able to play out Blu-ray or DVDs right out of the box. And I don't know why that's the reason. I don't know why the reason why you can't play out of the box, because people who don't have any internet whatsoever, they won't be able to use their PlayStation for Blu-ray playing or DVDs. So it makes me question, can they even play the Blu-ray discs? Now, if they don't ever have internet and they can't find anyone to go get internet, that's going to be a very big issue, and it's a approximately 300 megabyte download update. But some of the features that update is going to give you is remote play, second screen. The remote play and the second screen is pretty much you can have a tablet for your Vita to play games on your same network. So everything that's on which is the remote play. Sorry, the remote play is for your Vita. Or if you're on the same network, everything that's on your PS4, you can play on the Vita straight from the network, no matter what game it is. It doesn't even have to be made for the Vita. You can play it. It's like one of those Razer or game pads that you can play all your Steam games from PC. The second screen is like your PlayStation Vita, a PlayStation app. From the iPad, Android, mobile devices, you can use as a second screen for like certain features. In short, it's like the Xbox 360 Smart Glass. Very simple. You can record and take screenshots, upload gameplay up to the last 15 minutes of what you last played. All you gotta do is press the share button on the controller. That's also one of the features going to be coming updates. Broadcast and spectate gameplay. Now that's one of the big deals I was really looking in for, because you can actually just go watch other people play their game and not be any kind of interrupted to their gameplay. It's pretty awesome. If you don't want to broadcast it, you don't have to. But that's one of the cool features of the PlayStation 4 that I'm really looking forward to. I like to watch people play games. Play as you download. Now, there's something that people don't understand. You can play games as you download, but you know what? If you don't have the bandwidth, you can download all the games you want, but when you're playing online, you're going to lag like crazy, because you may be downloading a whole bunch of games, but unless it is so smart that it limits how much you're downloading to where you can play without any lag, it's going to be very hard to play at all. So if you have very basic DSL, which I used to have, which is only like 1 or 3 megabits per second, I was able to play a game, but anyone else was on my network browsing the web or anything, serious lag, unplayable. So they need to make sure, people need to realize that if they don't have high-speed internet, at least like 10 megabits per second, they can't download a game and play online without any serious lag or making it unplayable. Next feature is multi-login. So more than one user can be logged in at the exact same time, just like you can on the 360 right now, and both play simultaneously and earn achievements, or in the PlayStation 4 system or the PlayStation system is trophies, which is pretty awesome. I've been wanting on the PS3. I don't know why they couldn't just patch that in. The last feature I want to mention, well, there's a lot of features, I mean there's a ton, is the party chat. Now, I've always wanted that on the PS3. It's freaking phenomenal on the 360. I love it. Being able to play other games, whatever game you want, while your buddies are playing other game, you can just sit there and chat, experience something that they might experience, like they get scared shitless. You can hear that from your friend, or if you get scared, they can hear that from you. It's freaking awesome. Now, there's a few others that I'm not mentioning, but as I'll have the article and the link, it's pretty awesome. You can go check out for the rest. There's a few other features such as online multiplayer for PlayStation Plus, more details. Background music player, another deal. It's already on 360, but now the PlayStation's getting the groove. And, of course, the Blu-ray and disc player. Next deal. The PlayStation sharing for the PS4. Now, this is something that everyone already has experience with the PS3. You can share your games. You download. Me and my brother, we share each other's accounts. If I buy a game, he can download it and play it. If he buys a game, vice versa, I can play his games. Now, the PlayStation Plus, what it's allowing to do, according to this article on Game Informer, is that if you have a PS4, let's say my brother has the PlayStation Plus account, he has that. Everyone else on his PS3 can play online, as long as that's his home console. Now, on my PS3, let's say if I have PlayStation Plus, if my mom decided to play on the PlayStation for some weird reason, she could play online without having to without having to subscribe to PlayStation Plus, which is pretty awesome. Unlike the Xbox 360, I believe you're going to have online membership for everyone. I'm not sure on the details. I think it's a little bit pretty much similar. I'm not sure, but the game sharing features is going to be really cool. As long if you can have two simultaneously logins. So let's say my brother has a game on his account, and I have it on my PS3 downloaded. He has on his home console. I can be logged in onto his account while he's logged in on his own account, and we can both play the exact same game, or whoever's downloaded games, at the exact same time. Now on the PS3, if he's logged in on his his PS3, I cannot log into his account without kicking him off the internet and also kicking him from the game, which is pretty badass. He could play it offline, I'm sure, but if he's online, he can't do anything. Now, with that feature, me and my brother are going to be able to share our games that we buy digitally and have a badass time. Also, you can also log in to your account on infinite amount of PS3s, but you can and download all the games you want. But again, you can only simultaneously play the exact same games or play your downloaded games on two consoles. So if I have some Joe Blow with my username, he's logged into my account so he can play one of my games, and I wanted to go on there, I can do that. Now if my brother all of a sudden decided it's going to kick one of them off, I don't know which order, like who's been on there longest or who's a third party, probably is going to keep the one that's a home console while my brother has it and I can set it secondary. But that's going to be a really awesome feature. It's going to be a lot more freedom and really big plus on the game sharing. Next article is the T-Mobile gets serious about tablets, offers free data for life on your device, for the life of your device. What this means is that if I have a tablet that has mobile network technology for phone carriers such as the 3G or 4G LTE wireless chip in there, T-Mobile is going to allow you to sign up with them and get free data. Now, this data is only 200 megabytes of free data. All that is enough for is check your email and maybe read a few news articles. The news articles can probably take up a lot more data due to the fact that it has really good high-resolution images, depending on the site you get them from, or if you have the feature not to download any images or down all offline. So that's all about that 200 megabytes is going to be able to do. You can also pay for, after that, those 200 megabytes, you can pay for, I think my phone just went off, I'm sorry if you heard that, but if you pay, you can also pay for a subscription where you get like 1 gigabyte of T-Mobile's fast service and a daily pass of $5 per day for 500 megabytes. That will get really expensive, but just for $10 you get the weekly pass of 1 gigabyte. That's the 1 gigabyte feature. Now I can use 1 gigabyte in less than 10 minutes with no problem, depending on the internet connection. On my home I can download 1 gigabyte in 30 minutes, easy. Now if I'm mobile, of course that's going to take a lot longer. I can't download 1 gigabyte, but that's going to be a lot more freedom in only 10 days or for only 1 week. Definitely not enough. They need to have like unlimited data for no matter what. But that's just me. Let's go ahead and go to the next article. A little more rant on that. Samsung's Galaxy S4, Galaxy S3, and the Note 2 will be getting the Android 4.3 update starting next week. Now this is fantastic. I have my Galaxy S4 and my mom has the S3, and one of my buddies, Kevin, he has the S3. We both have been at least I have severely been waiting for the 4.3 updates without too much details on what the update is going to consist. One thing that Samsung is pushing that is going to allow the Galaxy Gear Watch to be compatible. And that's all they're saying, but not talking about any bug fixes, new features, or whatsoever, which my S4 already works perfectly. I get amazing battery life. I can only hope that it gets even better battery life, around 19 to 42 hours, depending on how much I use my phone. But all these devices, they're going to start getting the updates starting next week. Now, Verizon and Sprint, which I'm thankfully as Verizon customers, I get a discount with work. we start getting ours at the very beginning, the first of the next week, first of the week, and Verizon and Sprint get it first, while Sprint will get it later on in the week. The Verizon will get on Monday. T-Mobile will get later on, and the updates will go all the way through until probably almost December. Handsets will begin in December. That's depending on your carrier, what they decided to do, and how they roll it out. Alright, let's go into the last two articles that have a really bad taste in my mouth, such as the Blackberry Messenger getting fake reviews, and Samsung getting fined for $340,000 for fake online comments. Now I want to combine these into one single discussion. The BlackBerry Mobile, if you go into the Android market and you read a lot of the comments, especially a lot of the older ones, which you're going to do a lot of scrolling, you will notice, like, they say, "Hey, thank you so much, BlackBerry team. I was waiting for this app. It's really great, user-friendly, and smooth." Horrible grammar. And the thing is, there's tons of comments that have the exact same grammar as I'm probably already saying bad grammar already. But they're all the exact same with different names, thanking BlackBerry for the same attitude. Such another one that says, "Thank you so much, BlackBerry team. I was waiting this app. It's really great, user friendly, and smooth." Thank you so much, BlackBerry team. I was waiting for this app. It's really great, user friendly, and smooth. See, there's all kinds of the exact same wording with different names. So the only speculation, as I got from Tech News Today, I believe is when I heard it. Let's see if I can find the podcast with that, but if not, I'll put the link to twit.tv/technewstoday, which is TNT, and one of those videos or podcasts will have about it. I think it's when the past this week is when it came out, when they told about it. But this article is coming from The Verge, which is a tech gaming site or a tech site, all kinds of different news. But this leaves a bad taste because why do people insist on companies think they have to hire third-party companies or their PR company, human resource, whatever, to put a ton of fake accounts on Google just to boost their ratings? It's freaking terrible. It's childish. And like in the forums community, you always get called a troll. But this is just pathetic. It makes me never want to download the BlackBerry app. I don't know why people download other apps whenever there's already a messaging app on your phone. It comes with your phone. It's that simple. And it's universal because I can text anyone on any platform as long as I got their number. So there's really no need for other messaging apps. It's something I don't understand. Another one that's going with is the Samsung fined $340,000 for fake online comments. Now this one's pretty severe. This is my S4 is my first Samsung device. And I love it to death. I had plans to get the Galaxy Gear Watch, maybe the Pebble, I'm not sure. Also, I was going to get if they make a eyeglassware like the Google Glass. I was also going to upgrade to the next Galaxy S5 or the Note 3. If I get the Note 3, it will be within 2 years. Whichever the latest Samsung phone would be after my 2 years is up with my S4, I was going to get it. Now with Samsung saying they had been reported and found that with under investigation of Taiwan, that they had gone on the forums insulting companies about their devices, putting false comments, false reviews, all kinds of stuff that have led to companies losing money, such as HTC is one of the main victims. It was ridiculous. Samsung is already an extremely successful device. It's not like BlackBerry, who is going bankrupt, needs to boost their device to do this. Samsung is already the top Android seller and mobile platform in the world. There's absolutely no need for them to do this. Has lost a lot of cool points in me, and it might take me a while to let this blow over. While this was in Taiwan, it's not saying anything happened in the U.S. It's just very disappointing that a company that was doing so successful is just to mount down to that stupidity. Well, that's my gaming news and technology news today. There's not a huge variety, mainly between Android and PC gaming and PlayStation. This is my first video. I wanted to find more variety as time goes. This first attempt. I hope you enjoyed. I will make sure I don't stutter as much as I did this time and make sure more coherent. I will have all the links of the articles I've used in this video in the description right below. If you like this, if you find this in any kind of informal, go ahead and give me a like, share it to your friends, let them know, hey, I'm going to start doing some new informative news. That way people can also just, if they want to see some gameplay but don't care about audio, they can watch my gameplay. It's not the best, but hey, It's something to watch, and maybe go ahead and listen to the commentary. Get some new technology, because technology is the future. Deuces.